wide-angle lenses. We love some wide-angle lenses. If you've seen our recent videos, we've been getting deep into the Z native glass, and we tested 14-24, 17-28, and 14-30 Nikon lenses. But now we have a very special, very small lens, which is Voigtlander 15mm f4.5.
That's right. We've been asking for a wide prime for a while, and although Nikon have not yet served up, Voigtlander have. So we're going to check it out, unbox it, and take a look at it and try it out. Let's open it up. So we've got a nice little instruction booklet. And here we have it. Let's take a look at it. You can see that it is a very small and light, compact design. We've got a front lens cap here, which is a 58mm. And the front lens element is pretty close to the filter thread there. As you can see, it's got a built-in lens hood. Now, it does look like this will actually come off if you really don't want it, if you're like me. However, you would have to unscrew it by the looks of things, so I would do that at your own peril. In the meantime, it is a pretty neat and tidy small lens hood, and will give an added bit of protection to the front glass. Now we've got the aperture ring at the front.
Nice
here.
and clicky.
Lovely and clicky. And then just to show you, that is the rear element there, and focus ring is lovely and smooth. An incredible closest focusing distance of less than 13 centimeters. Long focus through. Infinity is from beyond 2 meters.
So let's start with the specifications.
The lens is only 290 grams, which does make it the lightest offering out there for a native Z wide-angle lens.
Yeah, it's not to say that Nikon lenses are heavy. They definitely shave a bit of weight from the, let's say, 14-24 f-mount lens. However, this is the lightest one, which is really nice.
It also gives you an angle of view of 110 degrees, which I think is super handy for interior shots.
It's got 11 elements in 9 groups. It's got 10 aperture blades. So if you like those specifications, then yes, maybe it's useful. But in generally, I think the most important is just how small and light it is. And it feels really nice in the hand. I mean, the aperture is very clicky. The focusing is really nice and smooth. It's a manual focus lens. So yes, it's not going to have, let's say, a phase tracking or continuous tracking, you name it. But if you think about wide-angle lenses, your depth of field is so huge that generally, let's say, if you put it on a bright sunny day, something around f11, then effectively you have, and I'm going to talk about hyperfocal distance here, you got a range between 0.4 meters to infinity. So basically everything within this range is going to be nice and sharp. At f8, you're also going to have a ½ meter to infinity as well. Then again, it's a point and shoot setup basically.
And if you're worried about any of that, then don't panic, because the lens has electronic contacts. It will tell the camera when it's in focus by highlighting the little focusing square in green. You've also got focus peaking as well.
What I like about this setup, it's portable, it's small, it's something that you can be on the streets of London without looking too suspicious, because all those guards around office buildings, they think that you're a professional photographer, and just like scarecrows, they scare you off the property. So you see, when you frame it correctly, it looks nice. But if you don't frame it correctly, it looks a little bit skewed.
That's
the trick. It's a bit of practice, yeah. And I think I would have to do a bit of corrections in the post as well, just to straighten those lines up.
Okay. Look at you sporting your Billingham bag.
I know, I'm so fancy today. I just feel fabulous with Billingham bag on my shoulder.
Do you feel bonita?
The depth of field on the thing is huge. So Shooting F8 got all the depth of field in the world. just need to come close to people and do this. You know?
Okay, don't want to think what that shot looks like.
Looks like you are kind of trying to duck from
Hide
the
from
camera in your face.
paparazzi.
Exactly. We don't do brick walls anymore.
I like that a lot. Okay, let me tell you something. There you go, you can see it. One thing that really comes in handy when you're shooting with a wide angle like this is your virtual horizon. Believe it or not. I'm like, it doesn't look straight. There we go. I got it straight. Yay! In camera.
Yeah, you ready? Okay, got it. So what do you reckon, Becky? Who is this lens for?
Well, if like me, you have been waiting on a wide angle prime because you don't want to carry around a zoom, then this might be a good solution for you. In terms of price, it isn't necessarily the cheapest lens in the world. It's about £850 in the UK, including taxes. However, it is the cheapest native Z offering if you compare it to what Nikon have. So we've got the 17-28, 14-30, 14-24, 20mm and 24mm primes. All of those are more expensive than this one. So if you are looking for something super wide and not too heavy, then this is the most affordable option.
Obviously, there's a vast majority of Nikon f-glass available, and you can use non-UZ cameras via FTZ adapter, but that will make the whole setup bigger and heavier. So overall, if you want something nice and portable, really this is the only option on the market.
You will also find that because this lens has been optimized for digital cameras, it will give you slightly better results. The manual focus Nikon glass is fantastic. You can pick it up at a bargain. You could have a little look for an 18mm 3.5 or even a 20mm f4 if you're trying to keep your costs low. But just bear in mind that they won't perform at their ultimate best on a high resolution digital camera.
Okay, so we've done some tests. We've done all the brick walls, white walls, you name it. So what is our conclusion, Becky?
So in terms of optical performance, it is a sharp lens. It does produce a nice sharp image when you're focusing either on the center of the frame or if you're stopping down and you're looking at the corners. But it has that typical Voigtlander vignette, which we could call a sort of characterful vignette. We're quite used to it now.
Yeah, it stays throughout the whole apertures, so even stop down f11, f16, but generally from f8 to f16, it's barely noticeable. But we've noted that all Voigtlander lenses have this particular character. One thing that we've noted that the barrel distortion is quite noticeable wide open. It also stays there throughout all the apertures, but it's very noticeable when you're shooting at 4.5.
Yes. Now, barrel distortion is something that you can eliminate only really by zooming in on a lens that is a zoom lens. With a prime lens, you're stuck with it all the way through. There's not a huge amount you can do to fix it. You can fix it in post-processing, and the beauty of this lens is if you are stopped down to f11, f16, then the corners are sharp enough that any correction you do doesn't then result in soft corners as well.
So potentially creating a small profile that you can apply to this lens in the post automatically would do really well. But if you do shooting primarily wide open at 4.5, then it will require a higher amount of vignetting adjustment.
So who's this lens for?
Well, I think if you like a small and light and portable lens, take with you, and you do find, let's say, Nikon zooms, while they're still fairly small, like 14-30, this one is definitely more portable. So if you do need this, definitely a good travel lens gives you this nice wide angle, a really good sharpness, especially stop down, and they all really, you know, and it's priced below the Nikon offerings. However, if you need a wide aperture, like 2.8, you're shooting some astrophotography, maybe you go for 21.8 prime, maybe you need this 2.8 low light performance, then this lens is not it. You can shoot at night, but you will have to increase your ISO, which means you will get more grain in your images. What it's not very good at is the small aperture 4.5 compared to 2.8 offerings, so no astrophotography for you. The corners wide open are quite soft, you get a bit of barrel distortion and a bit of vignetting, so you need to compensate for that in the post. Again, not a deal breaker, but something that you need to be aware of. But the positive is it's a native lens. I'm glad that Voigtlander is bringing something different to that system, brings its own character per se, and when you're a professional photographer and you're looking for the particular look and the way the lens is rendered, that may be an option you will consider when purchasing a wide-angle lens.
Thank you very much for watching. Please give us a like and a subscribe. And if you'd like to see us review more lenses like this, drop it in the comments below. We'd also like to know what you think.
If you found this video super useful, there's a super thanks button as well.